Okay, so David's home was raided. They found bags of evidence and they also seized his computer. Now, I'm just waiting for when he's gonna get arrested.
We have some major updates on the David situation. There may be another victim. There is new evidence that there's a possibility that David wasn't the one that actually committed the act of ending Celeste's life. And lastly, David has responded. There's so many things he's desperately trying to delete and messages he has sent out since. So we're going to be getting into all of that in this video. Sit tight.
An update from the family of Celeste Rebez have released. They put on their Instagram story and state they finally got some answers today, which most likely either means the blood test that came back was positive and David Lee arrested sometime later today, or they found out the cause of death and have a time frame of when she was put into the back of the Tesla.
The family of the victim has also recently spoke out. As you can see, they have said we finally have an answer. I seriously cannot imagine their pain. Imagine not knowing where your mom, sister, daughter is for an entire year. That would be beyond horrifying, and I really hope they get the justice they deserve.
I want to wish the family of Celeste Rebez the best, and I hope people stop harassing the family. But I want to talk about these David supporters who are hanging on to this theory that the Tesla was stolen. No, this is not true at all. His Tesla was never reported stolen.
Shout out to this creator for calling them out, and yes, they exist. David defenders exist. They are like full-blown supporting him, and his music has now been streamed a lot, and at first I thought it was just like a thing with like, oh, they're trying to dissect his lyrics to figure out what hints he kind of gave out about his victim. But no, people are making trends now out of he made a song about the girl that he allegedly ended the life of, and now people are making like romantic TikToks out of it, and it's beyond disgusting. There are diehard David fans out there, believe it or not.
But you want to know what's suspicious? Meet David's manager. His name is Josh Marshall, who coincidentally did not go on tour with David. And the neighbors of the house that David was staying at, which was being rented by Josh Marshall, the neighbors reported that the Tesla was moved multiple times before it was impounded. Now, Josh Marshall has very little information or pictures that are even public of him. But some important things is that he's from New York City, just like David. He was also a manager for Lil Mosey and Smoke Perp.
Reminder that everything in this video is obviously alleged. It's what everyone has been coming up with, what everyone has been working with, the information we have. Things can be fake, Discord screenshots, texts, everything like that, so do not take everything for fact. Reminder that a bunch of this stuff cannot be used in court against David legally, so do not take all of this stuff as fact right away. I'm just going to say that as a disclaimer.
And around 2019, he launched Mogul Vision. And a lot of people speculate his manager was the one who had access to the Tesla and was the one moving the car around. But remember, this is just a theory and all speculation. Nothing is confirmed yet.
A lot of theories have emerged since because he was on tour. Like, he was on full-blown tour when the body was found, but the body had already decomposed. So there is a possibility that sadly that like he did already commit the act and then go on tour, but that is why theories are coming up that it wasn't him. Maybe he hired someone. There's so much speculation. Obviously, once again, no proof for any of this, but this is simply what people have been discussing.
Proof that David is a monster and that he knew exactly what he was doing. Let's start off with this lyric from one of his songs. He said, "I don't care about the law when I'm with you because I be breaking it all the time." Here's a picture that he put on his close friends. It is said that he would only post his relationship with Celeste on his close friends because obviously nobody could see it. And this is them together. This is a tattoo that the 15-year-old girl had on her finger. This was also posted to Instagram and it says David. This is another Instagram story that he posted, but so cleverly he covers up her face.
If it is 100% confirmed that he was the one that did the act, I am curious. Once again, I obviously do not support him. I'm done listening to his music. Like, I'm never listening to it again after all this. But what I'm trying to say is I'm curious what exactly happened that caused him to take such, like, an insane action. Because, like, it's disgusting that he was dating someone so much younger, but, like, out of nowhere, it just seems like it was so, like, uncalled for. Like, who just randomly kills someone and stuffs them in their car? Like, that's just so weird. Like, what exactly happened that caused him to kind of go crazy in a way?
Because she is, of course, 15 years old. This is proof that for 2 years in a row, he uploaded love songs on Celeste's birthday. Her birthday is September 7, 2010. This is a missing poster that was actually being put on Facebook and social media by her family. Now, this one's a little bit confusing because it says she was last seen February 14th of 2024, and then there's another poster that says April 2024, so I'm not sure if she had a history of running away. This is another photo from December 2023 of David and Celeste together. This is a screenshot from his Discord.
I'm pretty sure I have an answer to what she was saying about her missing earlier. She went missing about a month before she actually disappeared because, well, a few months before, for an entire month, because she was with him, and then later she left with him again, but that time she didn't come back. So possibly she was considered missing before for kind of a similar reason, but just this time she did not return. I could be wrong, but this is what I have heard when I was researching and looking through articles.
Where someone's saying he has a girlfriend, they're pretty sure he's dating, and her name is Celeste. This is, of course, the matching tattoo that he had with her on his finger, because obviously he couldn't put her name on his finger because she's 15. Proof that Romantic Clyde was uploaded on her birthday. This is another picture of them together, and on this one, I think they were on FaceTime with someone. The person who put this photo said, Celeste and David, don't let me sleep.
This is honestly crazy. Like, there's just so much stuff. Like, the Discord stuff, I mentioned this in the last video, but I'm a little bit more like, I don't know 100% if I would trust that, just because it can be fake pretty easily. But yeah, there is a lot of photos and stuff, and yeah, David definitely has a lot of explaining to do, which he probably won't end up doing.
Another photo of the girl with David while they were like video chatting. Okay, so pay attention to this one. This is a photo of Celeste and David that was uploaded by a user named Lamp. Lamp said, "Hey, who's the girl?" David said, "You are a fed." David later says, "I know that he leaked already. We're literally preparing to sue him. He's about to owe me $30,000. This is a music video that he uploaded 7 months ago, which was 10 months after Celeste went missing, and it's a very scary music video where he's basically putting a body into a trunk and then burying it. And this isn't a separate video, but there's basically an unaliver standing in front of him at the edge of a bed.
He also shows a lot of knives in a lot of his videos. At least I've seen them in 2 music videos, I believe, and they're covered in blood. So that could be a hint at how the crime was committed. We don't know what exactly happened that led to her unaliving, but we know that she is unalive, so I just really, really hope that it wasn't in that way, because that is so disturbing and beyond disgusting.
This is another Discord screenshot that Celeste herself apparently posted. She was replying to another girl, and she posted this photo of David wearing a shirt that says, "I love my girlfriend," and I'm assuming that that heart in the middle had a picture of them together as a couple. This is a tweet from May in 2022, and it is said that they were talking in 2022. He said, "When I was writing this, I got a notification from you as you were talking about wanting to be with your mom and your sister again. You said, 'Take me where I belong,' but our circumstances won't allow us to be in our ideal situations. We got to push through it."
I did see this one on Twitter, and it was replying to a now deleted user, and there were a bunch of replies, obviously telling him, like, "David, what'd you do? You're evil, blah, 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 blah," because it's resurfaced. But yes, I did see this one on Twitter, so this one cannot be faked. I know that Twitter stuff is faked a lot, but I did see this one on. Once again, the user was deleted, so I guess there is that, but it is a tweet that definitely exists, so I can confirm it. I don't usually like showing screenshots of things that I can't confirm, because once again, they can easily be faked, but I saw that one.
Was he insinuating that she wanted to go home and he wasn't letting her? There's also a since deleted Reddit post from a user named American Strawberry when the body was first found in David's car and nobody knew who it was before she was identified. This American Strawberry went on Reddit and she left a comment saying like, "I'm from the area. This little girl went missing a while back. I really hope it's not her, but it sounds like it is." And it did end up being Celeste. So people already knew about this. They already knew that this little girl was missing. They already knew that she kind of had a relationship with him, because it is also said that he was paying the kids in high school to keep their mouth shut about what he had going on.
I have heard about the paying people stuff too a lot, and there's speculation. This is definitely speculation. I've heard some people in TikToks talk about how he paid their parents, which seems like a bit of a reach, to be honest, but that is a speculation that's been going around. It's a wee bit more like, it's a little bit different. Like, I don't know if I would say that right away without proof, because once again, the family, like, we should probably give them some time to grieve, but I'm just saying, I'm not saying I agree with them in any way, but that is some TikToks that I've seen. People have been saying stuff like that. I don't know how much proof they actually have to back that up, though, and if they don't have proof, it is kind of offensive.
David ain't do that shit. The other Celeste did that shit. Hear me out. The Twitch clip that y'all keep trying to figure out if it's the younger Celeste or older Celeste saying that David be talking to little kids, plural with an S. Soon she said that, delete everything. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Delete the whole thing, chat.
I mentioned this a little bit in the last video, but for those who don't know, it's basically, I'll show you it in a second. It's basically a live stream clip where they are both talking. It's allegedly, people believe it to be Celeste sitting next to David, and Celeste makes a joke about him being around kids that are not over 18. Let's just put it that way. And he mutes it, says something, and then they immediately shut it off before he tells everyone watching it to delete everything. So people speculated that was Celeste that made that joke, but now people are saying, hey, maybe that wasn't her, that was something else.
No, you didn't.
That's controversial.
It's controversial of kids.
Really good.
Okay,
It's been a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh my! Delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes.
But now people are speculating with the idea that possibly that may not be her in the clip. That may be a girlfriend of his that knew about her and was jealous in a way. So she mentioned that to kind of get back at him. Once again, this is a full speculation. We don't know. But this is definitely something that has been going around, especially on TikTok.
Now, what if that older bitch knew that her nigga was the younger bitch and she got jealous because of that shit? Since we all being TikTok detectives, the Homicide Love song, that came out in 2022, y'all. Y'all gotta let that shit go. She was alive in 2022, 2023, 2024. Come on now. 2025, half of 2025 too. Then y'all talking about them. He dropped a video on her birthday while he creating the fucking room. He a weird ass anime nigga. It's not clear. Let's be for real now. All anime consists of killing, blood, swords, knives, katanas. Even when he covered his face with that little mask thing. That's all that anime emo ass shit I be talking about. That's what I don't shit.
Okay, I like this creator's speculation on the possibility that may have been a girlfriend instead, but I feel like anime is kind of a reach. Like, just because you watch anime, and I don't even watch it personally, but like, just because you watch it doesn't mean you're gonna go and like end someone's life. Like, that's kind of like a reach, I feel like. So I did agree with the first part, but I think she kind of lost me in the second part. And it is true that he did like anime a lot, and he was very open about that. He did cosplays, he did all that stuff, but I feel like that is a bit of a reach. And in cases like this, stuff like this, when there is something that gets a lot of attention, people start to want to blame things because it's hard to see, like, how did someone just do this? Like, how can you do something so terrible? And, like, the motive isn't clear. Like, why did he do it? Nothing would justify it. How could he do this to such a young kid? And so people start, like, looking for things. That's what always happens in scenarios like this, but I feel like anime isn't to blame.
David has responded, not with words, but with his actions, because last night David was playing on Fortnite on the casual reload 0 build mode, and out of the entire game session, he had only one victory royale. He's also been seen unfollowing large creators who speak out against him. For example, Lacey from FaZe said David was on his viewers list on the stream, and then he unfollowed him.
David was in the viewer list on my stream, and he just unfollowed me on Twitch. Is that, like, that's creepy, no?
He's also been seen following Celeste Rebez's brother off and on again. He's turned off his comments on all of his social media platforms.
And I don't know why he does that. Maybe he just can't stand the fact that people are turning on him and he's in, like, denial or something. Who knows? Maybe somehow he's innocent, but even then he'd have to prove that he didn't have a relationship with this girl when there's just so much stuff pointing towards the possibility that he was in a relationship with her. Even if somehow he didn't do the awful act, like, he would still be, like, his reputation's still over because of the fact that he had a relationship with her. And there's just so many reasons why, like, I mean, at this point, dude, your career's over. Stop being in denial. And apparently he is cooperating with the police. I heard that from multiple different people, multiple different news sources, all this stuff. So who knows? I guess we're gonna find out soon.
And he's apparently going back through his old reposts on TikTok and taking down the suspicious ones. If you didn't know, David has a bunch of weird-ass posts, but the most concerning one was where he cuts up chicken and compares that to cutting up a girlfriend. But what's interesting about him playing Fortnite is it's speculated from David's Discord server that him and Celeste Rebez met through Fortnite around 2021, which is leading me to speculate he might be deleting messages from him and Celeste because he's definitely not getting any crowds on Fortnite.
I was gonna say, like, who the heck would play Fortnite at a time like this? Like, how the heck could you do something like that? Like, at a time like this? Like, wouldn't your brain explode? But at the same time, like, let's say the possibility that he did commit the act of ending her life and putting her in the back of his Tesla. How the heck, like, I know that, like, this is something that happens a lot with evil people, but, like, how can he just post TikToks? Like, I know I'm not the only one saying this, but how can you just go on your day, post TikToks, like, fun little TikToks, make funny little trends, do silly little things, go 6'7" and stuff. How can you do all this while having a 15-year-old's body in the back of your car? Like, how can you act so normal? I would be eaten alive inside. I wouldn't be able to function. And if I somehow did that, like, I just don't understand. Like, how can he act like normal? Like, I'll never understand that.
After watching the interview that he did just 4 months ago with Zach Sangs, I think they're going to get him on premeditated charges.
And it's kind of going to click for everybody at the same time. And I'm so excited to see what that kind of looks like in real time.
I watched the whole interview so that you guys don't have to, and I'm going to show you the clips that you need to see because these are very eerie, and it is very, very clear here that I believe, in my opinion, that this was all premeditated. What we're witnessing here is David turning a very gruesome crime into a publicly monetized performance. Now, the most recent tour that he just started on July 30th is called the Withered Tour, and that started in California. And this is also the show and the tour where he premiered all of these funeral themes, and that's when he started bringing caskets to each show. And he explains what that means and that this was a project that started in 2023 and ended in 2025.
This is so crazy to me. It went kind of viral, so I'm sure a bunch of you guys know, but remember on TikTok when it was this whole thing about him, like, having this weird thing where, like, people would, like, go in front of caskets at his shows, and for a while people thought it was like this sweet thing he was saying people could say goodbye to their loved ones. It was this whole thing, like, it seemed like genuinely wholesome. It was, I thought at the time, someone he lost, like his grandma or something, and like that was his way, or he was helping someone else. I always thought that, like, I thought it was like they were praying for it or something, because I believe this guy was openly Christian. I've seen him talk about like the gospel and stuff, and everything about this guy, at least from what I've seen, has always been wholesome. Like, am I the only one that, like, I've mentioned this before in the last video, I would never claim to be a fan of his. I liked a few of his songs, but like every time I see a TikTok of this dude before up till now, it always seemed wholesome. Like, obviously, yeah, he had the blood on the shirt, but he talked about like how he built his career from the closet, how he made romantic you-know-what from his closet, how he did this, how he did that. It's always wholesome, funny stuff, so it's so weird. It just feels so weird.
Those dates seem to line up with his relationship with Celeste. They met, at least the first public photo of them meeting in person was December of 2023, and we all know that she probably didn't make it to August of 2025. So this is one project that he has been planning. It's been years in the making, okay?
The entire aesthetic of this project is returning to the dust. A rose grows from the dirt and then it also decays back into the dirt. So with this project, the way I made it, the way I'm talking about the themes on this project, the way I'm talking about my emotions and my feelings, it's all returning to the dirt with this. It's like a entire life cycle.
Okay, in a life cycle that connects to the other EPs, possibly, Petals to Thorns, and then the Lost Petals?
Yep. It's all a through line. So basically with Petals to Thorns, I view that as my introduction. That was my debut, And then with The Lost Petals, it's kind of continuation of that story. And then this is like the ending of it.
Then he goes on to talk about the invisible string theory. And then I think that he's mentioning Celeste here. I mean, he's talking about the girl who he's referring to in this song and says that she's no longer in his life.
Off topic, but if the theory, which is very popular right now, is true that he was like, I mean, and there's so much different stuff to look at, but if he's like dropping hints because he somehow wanted everyone to know and like wanted to become like even more famous from this situation or infamous or something, how attention seeking, like, honestly, do you have to be to do all this? Like, so everyone will dig it up and find out when the girl was discovered. Like, if that theory is true, seriously, how attention craved, and like, dude, you already have enough attention. Like, your song, you have plenty of hits. People always thought you were cool. Like, why do you need extra attention? Like, I mean, honestly, the stuff he's almost like we are digging up, or the internet is dug up, seems so obvious. It seems like he almost had to have planted it. And it's like, how attention seeking do you have to be?
This was 4 months ago.
Album cover, I'm covered in this string, which is representative of the invisible string theory. But throughout the entire project, I wanted everything to feel connected. I wanted everything to feel holistic and have a through line that everybody could understand. And with the interlude, it's kind of explaining from my perspective how it was taught to me, because that's a real conversation that happened. And the irony of it was that person that was saying, I love you, she's not in my life anymore. So it's like, people say that the string can't be cut and the connection cannot be severed, but I feel like it can sometimes. And that's why I wanted to put, Afterlife and all these songs that feel like endings and conclusions and goodbyes on the project. to kind of solidify that message of this is the end of something, not the beginning.
Then after that, he goes on to talk about the reoccurring visuals that he wanted to make very easily understandable for his fans, and then says that it's because this has all been one project that is now coming to an end. Now we know that the reoccurring themes are, one, I think white roses represent Celeste because white roses represent innocence.
It is, once again, so weird, like, the casket. Who even thinks of that? Like, once again, I guess I can't really be talking because I found it wholesome, but, like, it's just, I mean, a bunch of people right now on the internet have the nerve to say things like, I never liked David. David was never good. Stop acting like you're better than anyone, dude. No one, there's one person who people on the internet found their comment, we'll get into that soon. They commented about David being with someone that he should not have been because of their age, and now he has like 30,000 followers on TikTok because of it. But like, there was like one or two people that were saying it online, but really no one knew. So stop acting just because you didn't like his music makes you like automatically better than everyone.
They're seen in his romantic comedy video. They're also seen in the anime version of that, silencing one of the characters. And then the white roses are also seen on the caskets that he's bringing to these shows that just started in July. Now, along with the reoccurring white rose theme, we also have the theme of dis. Another reason why I think this is going to go to Premeditated, because a lot of these music videos, including Rehab, which was posted, I believe, 2 years ago, at least 2 years ago, so this is years in the making, depicts him delivering a girl who is wearing a tube top and black pants.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, maybe some people somehow saw something through the music and violence, but let's be honest, it didn't really stick out because a lot of music contains a lot of violence. Like, if we like automatically made some law about every singer who's ever like sung a song about ending someone, then there'd be a lot of people in jail. Like, there'd be a lot of people, like, it's a very common thing to sing about. So, I mean, maybe a few people saw it, but like, I'm gonna be honest, like, I don't blame anyone for not noticing because, once again, it is a very common thing to sing about. I'm not saying it's the greatest thing to sing about, but it's very common for people to use very, very dark topics in their songs. Like, that's very, very, very common. So, for me, at least, that didn't really make him stick out. Like, it was like, oh, he's just making kind of an edgy video. Not even edgy, that's kind of the wrong word for it. More of, like, he just likes the dark types of songs. Like, that's his style of music. Okay, that doesn't like make him automatically commit those acts. Like, that's just his music, that's his way of talking,
which is what the police reported that Celeste was found in, at least the parts of her body that they found in the trunk of his Tesla.
I want to keep having the theme show up visually. That's a big thing for me, especially with a Tommy and my alter ego, keeping these concepts and things alive and very visual and easy to understand for the fans, because once they hear the album and they hear Invisible String Theory, it's all going to connect. Right now, I'm just explaining it in interviews and explaining it like to the fans at the shows and stuff like that. But once they hear this interlude and hear the project, it all kind of connects and it's kind of going to click for everybody at the same time. And I'm so excited to see what that kind of looks like.
Fans? You mean fans? The things you don't have anymore, dude? I mean, I wish that were true, but he still does have some diehard, I think it's a decreasing number for obvious reasons. Like, he's losing followers and stuff, and all the celebrities have unfollowed him for obvious reasons. Like, everyone's cutting any contact with him. I mean, I would. Like, who wants to have a relationship with this dude? Like, it's gonna ruin yours too at this point.
It's true. I
wanted you to feel the emotion in this part of the song, not just to repeat the hook, but to say it in a different manner with the same feeling that the first part of it conveyed, which was in the back of my mind, but then you think that I'm gonna say you died, but I say I killed you. So it's not like the thought of her is gone by itself.
Wow, he's so cool, guys. He said he switched it. Get it? He switched it. He really got us there with those lyrics. No one's ever done that before. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, sure, he is. Just because he's a horrible person doesn't mean, like, I'm going to lie about his songwriting skills. Like, he's very talented, but that doesn't, like, mean anything. Like, people are praising his skills right now. Like, I'm gonna mention this again because it's insane. His song leaked about the girl that, you know, her life is over now, and people are using it as a TikTok trend to, like, show their girlfriend. Like, and then they have the nerve to say things like, we're just separating the art from the artist, and it's like, dude, you're using the song he sang about a girl that he ended the life of when he dated when she was 15. you cannot use that song and show like your little cutesy relationship. And they have the nerve to use like the I'm obsessed line in it, because you know it's a slideshow and then it says I'm obsessed. It's so out of touch in a way. I don't even know if that's the right way to say, because that's usually used for like rich people, but it's so wrong. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, no. I'm seeing this interview of David, you guys, where he's talking about his alter ego. He has this alter ego, Tommy, that commits murder. And he is explaining it in an interview, saying that, like, the alter ego is committing these murders. He has to, like, solve and stuff. Like,
make my own manga series at one point, and I was writing a lot of poems and writing a lot of things for it. And a big part of that manga was an evil version of me named Tommy.
So theoretically, half of him committed that horrific act, and the other half is a hero that is like solving it through explaining why he did it. Like, I'm so confused. This guy is kind of confusing in a way. Like, his mind works in a way that many does not. Let's put it that way. This is definitely an interesting situation because it's so hard to understand. Like, there's so many different weird things that connect together, and it kind of makes no sense.
Honor, the body in the back of my car has nothing to do with me. Does the name Celeste ring a bell, Mr. David? Oh, so you found out her name and everything. Yeah, and we also found out you have an unreleased song named Celeste. That is a very common name, Your Honor. The lyrics have nothing to do. In the song you state, if you run too far, I will put you in the back of my car. That's not even how it goes. Lawyer, you're supposed to back me up here. Her mom said she was dating a guy named David, buddy. I can't really help you. Oh, she was dating a guy named David. There's a million Davids in this country.
I'm gonna be honest, it is kind of nice to see some parts of the internet come together and try to help like dig up stuff. And not everyone involved like on the internet trying to like talk about the situation is doing it for like out of the goodness of their heart. Some of them are like making jokes out of it or using it for trends and stuff, but like some people genuinely are really like seem to be really helping. Like, they're digging up like genuinely stuff that could be used as evidence in court. So to the people that are actually like helping, like, genuinely thank you for taking your time to help solve this girl's case.
Not with a matching tattoo to the victim. They didn't get rid of the finger. That is a very common tattoo, Your Honor. Rihanna has the same one. The #1 song ever released is called Romantic Homicide, Mr. David. Well, yeah, I do see the confusion here, but in the song it says in the back of my mind, not in the back of my car. I would never hurt a 15-year-old. How do you know her age, David? Nobody has said her age. I don't care how long it takes. Save your tears, 7 years. What is wrong with you, man? Oh my gosh, I actually might become a Netflix documentary. Really just hope this is all a coincidence, man. He makes too many bangers to stop listening to it all.
I think this guy does a great job summarizing it, and he kind of talks about a Netflix documentary, and I think he's talking about the comments under like TikTok videos, and this is like a pet peeve of mine. It's probably kind of annoying, but like genuinely the people that comment that stuff and get like not hundreds, but like 10,000 likes on it being like, guys, smile, we're gonna be in a Netflix documentary. It's like, dude, that like, this isn't a show. Like, I know that, like, this just seems so disgusting. Like, someone's life was tragically ended. Like, stop acting like it's a movie and it's, like, this fun little action movie or something. Like, this is serious. This isn't a joke. Can we please act maturely in a situation that needs maturity? Like, it's just, I feel like people just cannot act mature. Like, and there's already people making joke videos on YouTube, making fun of the victim. There's so much annoying stuff going on. When stuff like this blows up, it's just annoying to see people insult the victim.
So David's home was raided. They found bags of evidence and they also seized his computer. Now, I'm just waiting for when he's gonna get arrested, because I feel like this has been going on for way too long. She was found on the 8th. It is now the 21st. So when are you gonna get arrested if you're literally raiding his house and thinking of him as a suspect now at this point in the investigation? Because I feel like there's no doubt in anyone's mind at this point that he did it.
You do need very, very specific stuff to arrest someone. It can't just be song lyrics, so that could be why. Maybe they're speculating someone else he hired, someone else that really supposedly wanted to do something for him. Who knows? It could not have been his own hands, just say, that committed the act. Who knows? We don't know for sure, once again, because I am pretty sure that song lyrics cannot be used in court against people. Like, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that is like a thing. You do need pretty specific stuff, so maybe they literally cannot arrest him. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe it's something with his money. There are so many different theories you could come up with this. I really can't make you believe something. You're going to have to come up with your own until we really find out the truth. One thought to add is that people are speculating that she was pregnant at the time, and that could have been a motive for why he committed the act. And possibly that leads to another victim, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Obviously, we have not seen much come out at this, so this possibly could not be true. People are also speculating he may have planned, if he committed this act, he may have planned to have more victims in the future. There's so many different stuff going around, but that is something that people have been speculating.
Like, he did do it. There's no doubt that he did. So when are you going to arrest him? Because I feel like if you're authorities, you have to know that, like, there's too much linking them together for it to be coincidental at this point. The only part of this that's making me worry that he's going to get away with it is the fact that you can't legally use music in court as evidence. Like, they could play Celeste, the unreleased song that he has about her, and the defense could just pull, it's just a song though. Like, you can't use that as evidence. Because all they have right now is definitive proof that they were together. And, like, that's the only evidence that they have, is that they were together and they were linked. The only proof that we have right now is that he dated a mom, and now she's dead. But he should be apprehended for that anyway, because that's a crime. So I don't know why he's not in custody.
There could be many reasons, but one may be money. That is something we do not consider. That could be something, maybe it's fear of like a lawsuit. Who knows? Who knows? There's many different speculations obviously going around. Once again, you do need very specific stuff to arrest someone. They possibly don't have that. Who knows? He was on tour, which kind of gives him some, like, I wasn't there at the moment. How could I have committed this act? There's so many different things, and this is probably just going to take a while for them to unravel.
Yeah. No, somebody needs to go and arrest him right now, because that's not okay. He was so obsessed with her to the point that it was scary. Like, he literally found a girl that looked exactly like her for every music video, and he also found another Celeste that also looks like her with the same name. Okay. That's kind of scary that he was that obsessed with her to go to lengths to look for people that looked like her. I feel like there's going to be an update tomorrow, because every day there seems to be a new update about this case. It comes out like clockwork, but not from the authorities, from TikTok. So I'll update you guys tomorrow.
So yes, there was a ton of stuff to unpack in this video. I don't know if I'll make another one. It depends if there's any major updates. It depends overall on a lot of different things. But yes, there was a lot of insane stuff we got into in this video. And of course, there's so much more, but I just simply can't cover it all. Like, there's just too much stuff to cover. But this is the stuff I found mainly most important. The family, how they have reacted to it. So many different things. Reminder not to harass the family. Please do not message them anything. Do not bother them. There's a lot of rumors, negative rumors going around about them. Some positive ones, but a lot of negative ones. Do not harass them over those rumors. Those are just rumors. Do not harass them. We'll see when the evidence comes out. Like, overall, we'll see. Like, go with the facts. Don't go with what some random TikToker says about it. Don't take that for a fact. Do not harass someone over what some random TikToker takes. Remember that everything is speculation. Don't say anything that can defame you in a way. Not defame you, but you know what I mean. Like, don't say anything that can get you in legal trouble later. Something dumb, like don't accuse him of something. Who knows? Rich people with wealth can get away with things, so we'll never really know. But yeah, it's definitely very, very disturbing, and it makes me kind of sad. Going through his TikToks is very unsettling, like all the Labubu's and all the 6-7 videos he made and stuff. It's like, how could you do this at a time like this, dude? How can you function like this normally? Very, very strange. So yeah, this video was definitely an interesting thing to make. I hope you guys got some interesting info out of it. I hope this kind of cleared your mind on this type of stuff. I hope you finally got the information you needed from this. A lot of you guys have been asking for some videos on this, so here you go, and I will see you in the next one, and yeah, bye.